Prada slightly left there. Normally the windward boat is slightly late because if you can imagine the start line goes to the middle of the committee boat. So if you're coming around the right-hand end, the starboard end, you have to go around the committee boat and its chain. So you're about half a boat length late. Plenty of time here, and Prada will be able to dial up. Stand by, dial up. Hard left turn there by Team New Zealand, trying to slow. Prada actually going through the wind. Well, watch Team New Zealand trying to get under them. Watch it.
So this is a quick move by New Zealand as they're trying to get their bow down. How quickly? Let's see how quickly Team New Zealand can maneuver. Let's have a look at the Italians, how quickly they can maneuver. If the New Zealanders can get under, they're going to start getting control. Have they got the overlap? Have they got the hook?
Very good move by Team New Zealand. They did a handbrake slide in, stop. Prada went off them, trying to get position, open the door. Team New Zealand got their bow down and got out of jail. Now they've got good control here. I don't think Prada can jibe, although they've got good speed. Now you can see why being on an opponent's transom gives you the advantage. If Prada go to turn towards the wind and luff up, Team New Zealand can go inside. If they go to bear away, Team New Zealand can follow them. Team New Zealand in control, just like in an aerial dogfight.
So that was a decisive move in the start sequence. So Torben Grail has said he's going to take them into the spectators' fleet to shake them off. So now he's pulled out of that. We heard that translation, he was going to do it.
Team New Zealand are watching that. Got the wind in the left phase here, 183 on a wind line of 195. Give the port end bias. Didn't actually get a sight, unfortunately, of the line. We're not allowed up there. Normal tack. Team New Zealand going underneath here. Good control for Team New Zealand. Committal time, 2 minutes. Prada going under them. Prada trying to get down under them. I don't know if they'll make it. They didn't make it. Team New Zealand full control. This could be very close. Watch the umpire flash.
Prada to the left. How quickly can Team New Zealand turn to come back at them?
Vital time here, inside 2 minutes, full committal. Prada getting their jibe in, Team New Zealand underneath. Pretty well committed now. Prada to windward, Team New Zealand to leeward. Time and distance the line. Outside the starboard lay.
I wonder if Team New Zealand want the left as well, Chris. Anyway, it is Team New Zealand to leeward.
They want to start tight under Prada's lee bow, full check at the line.
Team New Zealand are leading back in, are they?
Good position, Team New Zealand. About 30 from it, 10 to kill. Stand
So
by.
it's a question of killing time here. Certainly Russell Cooch has got in a controlling position into the final 30 seconds.
I think he's got it smack on. He'll put his foot right on the floor now. Revs in the red zone, rattle through the gears.
Winding up for the start, race 2, America's Cup 2000, and Team New Zealand are in a magnificent position. They're in the controlling position, in the windward position out to the left. It is Prada out to the right, and the New Zealanders are right over the top of Prada as they're powering on up to the start, coming down to the final seconds, and it is Team New Zealand that have won the start brilliantly right on the start, and immediately the Italians tag before they've got across the start line, and the New Zealanders in the windward position right over the top of them. It's a low-speed tack by Prada to try and get out of it. and immediately Team New Zealand are right on top of them. So going away from the start in race 2, the black boat is right in the face of Luna Rossa. A brilliant start by gunslinger Russell Coots.
Great stuff. Team New Zealand got a real stranglehold on this race right from the start. Time and distance hit it smack on, full chat.
A vital move, 3.5 minutes back for the New Zealanders to be able to dial under and get there.
They had full control the whole way through. From getting out of jail, they were port boat, being dialed up. Prada tacked away, opened the door. We've seen that before. Team New Zealand ready for it. Trimmers with them, got the bow under. From then on, game over.
That really was something, because the New Zealanders came in from the port in. It was Luna Rossa that had the starboard hand advantage. So immediately the Italians are wriggling.
Down speed tack, Prada will lose. Team New Zealand will get to hull speed before they come back. Prada tack there onto port. Team New Zealand on their face. Prada tacking away down speed will have lost. Team New Zealand building speed now have the option to go back, having made a good gain, and they've got control of the right. Wind's in the left-hand phase. I've got 175 here, 11 knots. Team New Zealand will come back. Yeah, they're coming back now. They want to keep a stranglehold on this. Great start.
Team New Zealand in the windward position. Coming up.
Translation coming off Prada. They're concerned that they might have something on their keel. Maybe a plastic bag, maybe seaweed. This will be hindering the performance of Prada. There'll be a flurry of activity on board. They have an endoscope system. On board there we can see someone would have gone down below looking down an endoscope, which is like a medical instrument that we use to have a look inside our bodies. We're going to have a look down there. There's blood. Someone's been hit. There's injury on board Prada. Head injury. Someone has been injured. Wow, this is always a factor. I hope this guy's okay. Getting hit, gear damage, or getting crew damage. There's a lot of blood there. You can see there the red stain all down the top sides. It looks nasty.
It's Matt Serena on board Prada. He's had a crack to the head, and while he's out of action, it also means that a couple of others take time out to give him assistance. So what we're hearing on board Prada is that the injury is not concerning them too much. There is a bag on the keel, and Torben Graal is saying, I want someone to go over and get it. And there they are working at it now.
What I find really amazing here is that we've seen this before with Prada, their weed clearing device, or their to get in terms of today a plastic bag off the keel. They are using this device, which is basically a long pole with a hunk of rope on the end that can flush off the keel. In San Diego, we actually had small knives that ran up the leading edges of keel and rudder to get rid of the seaweed. This looks messy.
This is a problem with these floss sticks. You often get them caught around the leading edge of the keel like that, because that big long piece of rope you can see on the end of it wraps right around the keel and you can't bring it out. And you saw them struggling with it. By the looks of things, they've obviously cleared it now, because they must have a window in the hull or an endoscope to look down at the leading edge of the keel, and the bag must have come off.
If they can't clear the bag, we're going to stop and get someone to dive in and clear it. This is quite sensational here, Gilly.
Well, this is a tough call. I mean, you know, this is the only way that you can clear it. And they're going to stop and they're going to have to throw somebody overboard. But we've done this many times. You cannot get down to the keel because the force of the water is so great until the boat is basically going backwards. So this man is going to really struggle for the time being to get down there. And you can see he's already behind the position of the keel at the moment.
Quite difficult to get the boat in a position that he can dive down. He's just struggling, and of course this is just energy sapping stuff, and in fact coming back on board.
It's been a catastrophic day for Prada so far in leg one. Head injury to one of the crewmen, bag on the keel, a man overboard to try and free it. Meanwhile, Prada is stopped and Team New Zealand is racing away.
You're allowed to take an injured person off the boat, and he would have called them in and said, come on, we've got to get him off. This head injury could be a problem, and they'll transfer him. The yacht is allowed to continue in the race even though they take somebody off at this stage.
In condizioni normali dobbiamo virare, sono condizioni straordinarie. Facciamo colpo sinistra.
Right, the sailor who's just been taken off is Max Sirena, Serena. Now, he works on the bow, and he's got a hell of a crack to the head, to the point that he is certainly not in good shape and losing a lot of blood. Now, the sailor who went diving down to work on the problems on the keel is Piano Romeo. Now, he is the second main trimmer, sailor number 12, Max Sirena off the bow. So absolute disaster, Chris, for the Prada challenge that was struggling to keep pace with Team New Zealand anyway. And then an absolute nightmare with Max Sirena seriously injured to be taken off, where we could see all that blood. And add to that, they've got a man, Piano Romeo, having to go. They had a bag on the keel. And Torben Braille being translated off the boat would say, let's sail our own race.
No problem with him.
America's Cup 2000, race 2, Mark 1. Team New Zealand leading. After a brilliant start by Russell Cootes to reinforce, he's one of the great gunslingers in match racing and world yachting. Team New Zealand dominating, the Italians closing the game a little, but then the breeze going back, and Team New Zealand with a comfortable lead. And then problems for Luna Rossa. So the navigator is going to take over Max Serena's job. That's Matteo Plazzi is moving up onto the bow as well to take over Max Serena's job. Now they've got to watch out. They could almost hit the mark. Goodness. That is not a good hoist.
Did they hit that?
The Prada crew is rattled, Chris. That's not a good hoist.
They are, you're right. And they're on the world stage, you know. You've got to feel for them, really.
Well, these serious problems, it's quite obvious they're discombobulated. After all, there was no one around them. And that was
a
a terrible
whole series go wrong there. And I just think they just need to relax and be careful here.
No, it's averaged 11.2 down here, Simon.
This stage it's a G12.
And
But we're just told on that G12, but we're just
Simon
told for a bit longer.
are talking about what Genoa they're going to use on the next upwind leg.
Simon, we've got about
Tom
as much
Schneckenberg.
breeze as we had in the first race, you know, downwind, didn't we?
Tom Schneckenberg gave how much wind speed there is, and then Simon Daubney, the principal Genoa trimmer, has made a Genoa choice. So the codings are what we're hearing coming from the trimmers.
It looks like back up to 13, yeah.
And interestingly enough, Russell was weighing into that argument as well, saying, well, we've had as much wind as we had at the end of the last beat, and trying to suggest what he felt would be comfortable. But you can see there on the animation, Prada closing in. They've closed about 50 or 60 metres, so they're definitely gaining here, and these boys will be keeping clear watch on them now.
Yeah, they're free-flying that sail coming into that mark. They've jived without the pole, and now they're going back on the lay line.
Mark 2, Team New Zealand around.
All the way, boys. All the way. Hold. Jump. Hold.
So Fiji, I think there's a bit of a gain here.
Yes, in spite of all their difficulties.
2:19 at the top, so we're coming round. I make it, they're just putting their bow at the mark now, so what's that, 20 odd seconds.
Mark 2, race 2, America's Cup 2000. And the Prada Challenge of Italy trailed Team New Zealand by 1 minute 55, 4 legs to go. It has just been a terrible day for Francisco de Angelis and his team out on the water on the Hauraki Gulf.
Just now he was asking, when can we tack, guys? And they know they've been in this dirty air for a long time. They cannot tack because that Genoa car is not attached to the boat at the moment. They're trying to lash it up. That broken pin that Chris Law thought he saw earlier is what's stopping them. So very, very frustrating. They'll be losing hand over fist here, and I think Team New Zealand is powering away to a reasonably sure victory in this second race.
That's Matthew Mason jumping up high, back up. Now, here comes the hoist from Mason. Look at him blasting it out. Man, such a powerful man. It's Phipps and Allen on the foredeck.
Waiting. Go now,
Waiting now, go now. That's Simon Dorothy. Simon really gingers up the crew, doesn't he?
Yeah, orchestrates it there.
Now listen to him, go Battler. Simon is just Simon Dorothy. Boy, oh boy, you wouldn't want to cross him. He just gives it to the lot of them.
The energy, though, even though they've got this lead.
There's Richard Dodson standing in the middle, another one of the stars in the afterguard. Former World OK Dinghy champion. Remember, they were trailing by 1:59 and they're still coming up to the mark. Now, of course, things are more difficult because they haven't got that efficient foredeck that they've had for so long. After losing Max Serena, it's Piero Romeo who's up there with Paolo Bassani and Simon Damari. Here they go, round the mark. At 2:26 behind, they've lost 27 seconds on that beat to windward into the last leg of the race. The final Spinnaker set coming up for Prada, and the Italians, in a nightmare day, trail Team New Zealand.
It's amazing how so many things can go wrong on one day. I mean, that track, why would that track break after, you know, they've done so much racing?
Well, this is race number 51 for them.
Incredible. I still want to know what was on their wings to make them stop like that. I can't believe there was something big enough. Poor Francesco, he'd be suffering there. Okay, Team New Zealand jiving for the finish here. You can see them ahead of us. Lovely jive this. See how they jive the pole? The pole's across before the mainsail goes across. Now they wind the brace. The big deal is to wind that brace back. That's the hardest job. Brace being the new piece of rope, if you like, sheet on the windward side. They've got a problem there, actually. That must have come out of the pole end. What a yachting nation New Zealand is.
Pretty square here. Hold that.
It was a brilliant start by Team New Zealand. Skipper Russell Coots cleaning Prada out.
again, you'll wind up with
And Team New Zealand capitalising on a start that was as good as it gets in match racing. And Team New Zealand was in the lead and well in control when Prada sailed into a nightmare. Max Serena copping a serious wound to his head and taken off the boat, blood everywhere. Prada fishing for something they suspected dragging on the keel, and then they had more problems. And it went from bad to worse. But for Team New Zealand, it's been all plain sailing, efficient, ruthless, outstanding and impressive. On the 22nd of the second 2000, Team New Zealand goes 2-up over the Prada Challenge from Italy. Still no high fives. Still no over-the-top jubilation. 2 down, 3 to go. This is a crew and a team that know where they want to go, and that's win the America's Cup. The thousands of people out on the water on the Hauraki Gulf, estimates of up to 50 or 60,000 at the weekend, probably 30 to 40,000 out on the water today. Most of them supporting the black boat, will be so impressed by the ruthless efficiency of the brilliant start and all that went with it. It's Barry Mackay. This is Craig Monk. No problem for him carrying that big heavy load. Craig Monk won a bronze medal in the single-handed fin class out of Barcelona in 1992. And here he has a key role amidships. He looks after all the Harkin winches. Outstanding sailor who combines with Andrew Taylor grinding. But it's not just about Monk and Taylor for the power and grunt that goes on the pumps. Barry Mackay, Matthew Mason, Jeremy Scanterbury, Tony Ray all add to that. The faces of Torben Grail and Francisco de Angelis. It's been a race from hell. It can't get any worse, surely. Cleaned out at the start, trailing the New Zealanders who were well and truly in control. And then Max Serena cops the carbon rod right on the head, terrible head wound. Blood all over the starboard topsides. He's taken off, stitches by the Prada doctor. Then they go fishing for something dragging on the keel. Then they have problems with the Genoa track. It's been an all-black day for the Red Moon from Italy, who finished 2 minutes and 43 seconds behind NZL 60. It's Team New Zealand 2, the Prada Challenge 0.